Down bad, tryna tie my ends. Ain't worried about shit but a bag and my family friends. All my life been taking L's right there to the chin. One day I tell my story when I find where to begin. Down bad, I ain't worried about shit but feeling in my bag.
Hell, waiting on $1 million play. Hey, I can't wait to get on that tail. Hey, you want to smoke? Don't taste really good, man. Yeah, boy, ain't no way out of this one, boy.
Bags on my way to some more cash. I started up from scratch. I had to go and get a couple packs. A nigga came a long way from.
Oh, okay. So who are some of the artists here in town that you love, that you're glad to work with anytime, that you just love working with?
Bag Chasers on. I mean, in Columbia, man. You know, I started working with these dudes, the Cold Cuts, back in the day, and you know, their hats posted up there. I mean, I've known those guys since childhood, and you know, they kind of like exited the game and went into other lanes and stuff. But I mean, they worked themselves up to an apparel deal with Grassroots California, which at the time, like Del Funky, Homo Sapien, and Method Man were the only two artists. You know what I'm saying? That had like their own Grassroots hats and all of that kind of stuff, man. So man, I mean, like I really love working with those guys, man. Stevie Stone, obviously, who's from here. I've had the opportunity to like work with Stevie like a number of times. And we go back to like high school, so think that's my brother, man. Courtney McAllister, I mean, who's kind of like, you know, out of the game right now, but I mean, that dude's a monster. As soon as he's like, you know, free and that lane opens up for him, I think that he's gonna be like the first like big artist to like jump out of this town and like really, and I mean, and he's like the people that he's working with in the industry and stuff, like. They really want to take him to a good place, so, I mean, dude, there's so many, honestly, man. I don't want to leave anybody out, dude. I don't want to leave anybody out. But I, you know, Columbia's my hometown. I love Columbia, and I think there's an energy here that's unique. I think it's a huge, like, melting pot of styles, and I mean, it's got, like, the college town, like, you know, kind of aura to it, you know what I'm saying? So even, like bands. Like, there's a lot of rock bands here in this town that, like, form from, like, college kids meeting each other and they play music together, and they just sound, like, so different, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, like, there's, like, melodic artists here, there's, like, hardcore rappers, like, rappers from Kansas City don't sound anything like rappers from St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? And, like, in Columbia, you get those lines get blurred so much, you know what I'm saying, that like, I don't know, man, I think stylistically, it's so unique, you know what I'm saying? There's not a sound that's like, well, that's like the Midmo sound, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have told me that before, like, oh man, like, the way you mix, the way you characterize stuff, like, that's our sound. I'm like, no, it's not, man, because, like, you guys come to me and bring me the canvas to paint on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do what I do to it, but I mean, I'm not defining the sound of the region like the artists are. Right. That is, those two worlds, like, work in conjunction, but I mean, I don't think they have hardly anything to do with each other, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like,
helping create their vision.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's just like, I'm just trying to exemplify, it's literally like the beauty of the art, you know what I'm saying? Like, taking it, seeing it for what it is through my optic, and, you know, like this hits. How can we make the listener, like, just so in love with this, or absorb this, or... Like, how can we take this on, like, a different ride through this section of the song? Or, like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I get involved creatively, and that's how I like to, you know, season records for people. But, I mean, all of that stuff comes directly from the artist, and any producer or engineer who, like, wants to sit in the seat and be like, it's all me. Like, fuck that, man. You don't have a check without the artist, so, you know, collaborating is so important. You know what I'm saying? And I take that role, like, you know, I don't ever try to take myself too seriously, but like, this is my job, you know what I'm saying? And like, my livelihood is based on my client's satisfaction and the success of their records, you know what I'm saying? So that has to come first always. Yeah.
So how you worked with an artist recently that like inspired you?
Oh yeah, well I mean, everybody, I think if you're doing this job and you're doing it like wholesomely, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're getting up every day and like you want to go do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to be inspired, even by like people that like come in. I'm like, man, this guy's like really terrible. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, whatever thing it is about it that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Still gotta dig in, and come on, man, they're paying you because they want it to sound better than it can be without you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I get to work with, you know, a really like wide, again, like a really wide base of artists. But I mean, there are definitely some guys around here I think that like do things a little bit higher. You know what I'm saying? That like make records that like hit a little bit deeper and like really have an impact. The first record I did for this dude, I had to go back to St. Louis the same night I finished the session with them. You know, cleaned up the studio, got my stuff together, and got on the road. And always when I head back, I always listen to everything that I've worked on, just to check like mixes in the car and continuity and all that stuff. But also just kind of like you know, because like a lot of times when I'm here, it's just like go, sessions, like small breaks, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, sometimes I'm like, what did I even do yesterday? You know what I'm saying? So I like to listen to that stuff in the car on the way back. I was bumping this record to, and started like freaking out. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew it was super dope.
Yeah,
like when we were working on it, and like we
it.
did it in like a really short window of time. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's like you're kind of like just like trying to make it go as quickly as possible. You print it, and then like again you're just like moving to the next thing. And I was just like, damn, this.
Yeah, we had a good session.
I was like crossing over the bridge into St. Louis County, like texting these dudes with my phone, like driving my knee on the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is a hit record. Like, you have to secure this music, and you have to like, you know, like, yo, this is a hit fucking record.
What
You
song
know what I'm
was that,
saying?
man? Yeah. What song was that?
Walk the Line.
Walk the line.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's
By
great,
Robert King,
man. And again, like, man, like I always want to like leave a song feeling that satisfied about it. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's always up to the artist more than it's up to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna push it as far as I can push it. But you know what I'm saying? If what's there is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just great music's undeniable. When you hear it, you know it's fucking good. You don't.
That's for sure.
This job requires like a high degree of honesty. You know what I'm saying? And you can cap with people all day and be like, oh yeah, bro, that was good. You want to book another session? See you next week. You know what I'm saying? But like, that isn't the way to like really curate the relationship between a producer and an artist. If you can't be honest with them in the moment, and dude, sometimes they don't want your fucking opinion, or they are on the complete other end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to like. And everybody's different, so you have to know like how to like work with people on an individual basis. And if it's a group, understanding the group dynamic, like working with bands, dude, it's crazy. Like the more members of the band there are, the more opinions there are in the room. Like, you know, the saxophone player wants it turned up. Like, dude, the sax is fucking screaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just worried about his shit. I'm worried about the whole record. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, like telling the saxophone player that in a manner that's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, let you understand like my side of it. And at the end of the day, dude, it's their art, and you respect their decisions, and you make the best product that they want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Again, it's collaborating is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and understanding where an artist is coming from, and understanding like what they want their music to sound like. You know, your opinion has to be respected. It has to matter. You know what I'm saying? But it's got to also be a collective effort. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough to work with people that are just like, just do your thing, just do your thing.
Yeah.
The same people that are like, I want this revised, I want this changed, I want that. It's like, man, where were these opinions when we were in the room together? You know what I'm saying? But that's cool, dude. Whatever, man. Like, I don't want everybody to come in and be easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, being challenged is how I developed all of this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. It's why I moved to a different city with a bigger market and built a better studio. Like, I'm not gonna stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, like, where is it gonna go but up?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're running a business, you know what I'm saying, aside from, like, just being creatively, you know, inclined, the money is a byproduct of doing a good job. But knowing what to do with that money after the fact so that, like, 5 years from now, you don't have to talk about it when you can build it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just, oh man, we have like platinum plaques and all this stuff. Dude, I hope I get all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to wake up and worry about making the best record I can make that day.
Right.
and let the other things like take care of themselves. I don't work on records because I want trophies or shiny shit.
Yeah.
Like I wake up and make records because I can't do anything else. You know what I'm saying? It's the drive. It's the like the passion. I have to like carry that with me all the time.
Tim, speaking of passion, it's obvious you're doing something that you love. When did you know that you had the passion for music?
As far as like the switch kind of flipping and being like I can live off of this. I mean the passion I think has always just kind of been inside of me. I think that people are inclined from the get-go and you're influenced by your environment, and I think just the combination of growing up again with like, you know, my father being who he was, and we were in church every Sunday in choir. Choir practice was every Wednesday. You know, if I wanted to play soccer, I had to play on a team that didn't practice on Wednesday because I could not go. It wasn't like a choice. It was mandatory. I think that, you know, part of it is like work ethic too. Like I've had a job since I was 9 years old. I've been paying taxes like literally since I was in single digits. I had a paper out for 5 years until I got to high school, and I was just like, man, I can't throw papers anymore. You know, I'm trying to drive a car to school. I'm riding a bike, you know, throwing papers. I needed to make more money. I needed to like, you know what I'm saying? I needed to like I've just always had that drive to like go like, if I want to do something, I'm going to go do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit around and be like, you know, and obviously like have a plan, you know what I'm saying? But like, there's no plan without the motivation and the drive to like get yourself behind it and actually do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but understanding like, again, like when it was possible to like start actually like developing a career off of it and being like I can do this full time was when I had another job that I was working, and I was working every day in my studio, booked up 2 weeks. People are calling me. Like, I can't get with you for 2 weeks. That's costing me sessions. I was making twice as much money doing that at the time that I was working at the bar. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, I'm going to lose like $700 in the next 2 weeks if I go to work. Who says these things? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was like my way of like, again, like the switch kind of flipped and it clicked, and I remember telling myself I have to at least try this. You know what I'm saying? If I lose my fucking house, then that sucks. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta try. And I tried a couple of times to like go back and get another job or like find a part-time thing, and for whatever reason like that stuff never worked out. You know what I'm saying? I always got put back out with like the fire under my ass, like you have to do this or you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, you've made your choice. And I think part of it too is just like I got lucky in a sense that people wanted to work with me. The stuff that we were putting out, people gravitated to. They thought it was worth their money. You know what I'm saying? So part of it is like I developed a way to live off of it. You know what I'm saying? I built a business. I literally like outgrew my house. You know what I'm saying? I got put in these situations, almost like forced myself out of things. You know what I'm saying? Forced out of working a real job. You know what I'm saying? Forced out of like having the home seat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, I have to go pay rent somewhere else. I'm gonna lose money if I don't. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will be like, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Well, then you don't want to fucking win. You don't want it to go to the next level. You don't want it to go to the next place because you're sitting there telling yourself that you can't do it, and you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Tim, we got one more question for you.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you not like artists, like when they come in, what would you rather them not do, I guess?
Your biggest pet peeve? Like,
Man,
one word.
you know, I was speaking earlier on like how everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? I work with a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? That like maybe they really like writing in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll come to the studio and like part of the song is ready, but part of the song isn't. Sometimes that's cool. But like lack of preparation for me, like when an artist comes and like they're distracted by stuff, like some girls like all over them on the phone. They won't put their phone on like airplane mode when they're in the booth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're recording the song that you want people to hear this version of forever. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, stop, man, this stupid bitch, da 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 da. Like, man, fuck that shit. Focus. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand like what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. And again, man, it's easy for me being the guy who's getting paid hourly to just be like, what the fuck ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you fuck up and this takes longer, that's probably gonna make me more money. But like, I want things to be clicking on all cylinders, you know what I'm saying? And that's just like about like what the artist brings to the studio. So the more prepared you are, you know, the less like hesitation you're doing. You know what's one of the funniest things is, man, like people always come to the studio, it's the first question anybody's gonna ask you in the studio when they're loading up the Pro Tools, getting the shit ready. What's the name of the song?
Yeah. Yeah. I can relate.
Everybody in every genre does it, dude. It's not just rappers. Country artists do this shit. Rap, like rock artists do this shit. Instrumentalists do this. They're like, I don't have a title for the song. Well, that's a great place to start. You know what I'm saying? So I just like come up with some working title, you know what I'm saying, for the Pro Tools so that we can get it rolling. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's just like, hey man, if you're gonna come to the studio to make the final version of your record, you should probably know what the song is called.
So don't come in without a name.
You know? And again, there's lots of people with different creative styles, man. Like I work with a couple of artists, man, who don't write songs, so they just come to the studio and they get in the vibe, they set the environment how they want to with like their people around them or whatever, and somebody has a beat and we pull it up and we do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's cool. Like some people want to pay for like writing sessions. That's essentially what it becomes, because if you're not here recording a song that you've already written, you're still in pre-production. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, dude, cool. Like come in and write on the couch, dude. You know, I worked with this guy forever, man. He always had the hooks ready. He would come in, record the hook. I would be sitting here mixing it. He'd put his earbuds in with the instrumental on his phone, and he would write the verses. And by the time I was done finessing the hooks, he'd have the verses ready. You know what I'm saying? That's how he always writes songs. But he could always do it, like, quick and timely. He's like just 12-bar, like, quick runs. You know what I'm saying? And literally, like, almost like clockwork, dude. By the time I had the hook where, like, we both thought it was awesome, he'd have the verses ready, he'd go and knock that out, and I'd just, like, finish the mix.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be adaptive.
Alright guys, well, we're gonna wrap it up here today. This was On the Spot with Bag Testers Only with Tim Hanson. Thank you, Tim, for doing our show.
Guys, it's always a pleasure. We always love having you guys here, man. I've gotten the great, opportunity to work with these guys pretty recently. They've worked with all of the other engineers that work here at North Village Recording as well.
Shout out Johnny Mason also.
Yeah, man. But these are a great group of guys, man. They care about their community. They're super fucking talented. Kudos to you guys, man. I think that you guys are really, doing it the right way and making records that people like, and, hopefully 2021 is a great year for all of us, man. It's got to be better than 2020.
Twerk song coming out.
New music coming soon.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm playing.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, fellas.
Thank
Pleasure.
you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it. We got knocked out today.
I was down bad, I had to go and get up off my ass, chasing bags on my way to some more cash.